757 Saturday Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
And welcome to our special 757 Sports Talk preview for the high school football season show. And you are always watching with us on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Interact with us. He is the coach, Ed Young. I am Matthew Hatfield. The high school football season starting up across the 757 and beyond this week. Edward, are you juiced up for it?
I won't say juiced up because then people think I stuck a needle in myself. You know, the old getting juiced. So I'm excited. Anxious to see what the coach has done with the kiddies in the summer and practices, and now it's going to be for real. And the march to state championship weekend in December will begin.
That's right, and the state championship's taking place at James Madison University, as well as Liberty University for Class 3 and 4, Class 5 and 6 at JMU in Harrisonburg. So Lynchburg gets 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 out in Salem, Virginia. Again, looking forward to those come December. But it is late August. It'll be September before you know it, and we're going to do each of the 5 districts in the 757, the Beach, Eastern, Peninsula, Southeastern, and Bay Rivers district, with our top 4 selections and our player of the year picks for the offense and defensive side. And if you missed the last 2 years of us doing this, you can go back and watch it on Cova Sports TV on the YouTube channel. And we always encourage you to interact with us and let us know your thoughts. Give us your feedback and what you think. So we'll take them here in maybe not total alphabetical order, but we'll start with the Bay Rivers district, your new district, because you're the basketball coach at Smithfield High School, home of the Packers, Ed. And we're going to do our top 4 finishers in the district. But before we do that, let's go with our offensive and defensive players of the year. There's not a lot of household senior names in the BRD this year, but I tell you what, there's going to be a big time player next year in terms of getting a lot of college attention as you see the ticker scroll across with all the names that are committed to FBS and FCS schools in the state of Virginia right now. But Carter Jones, the lineman from Poquoson, is a big-time name. However, I know you were scouring hard for a Smithfield guy for offensive or defensive player of the year, but you're not going with the Packer, are you?
No, I got new allegiance. I got to admit it. And good friend of mine, Tracy Parker, who we've had on the show in the past, has been the football coach at Smithfield. Now I'm getting to rejoin him after our years together in Nansman. So I'm biased. And I'm going to show that bias at times. And if it burns me, it burns me. But at least I'm going for my guy and obviously my school. But no, I kind of looked at the Lafayette Rams. I just think that's the team that's going to be dominant. And therefore, I'm scouring through my notes right now.
You're going with the quarterback, aren't you? Ball hog, aren't you?
And you know what? Not only can he quarterback, he can do some other things too now. I almost was going to put him for both, for offense and defense. Then I said, no, wait a minute, hold on. Not when you got a first-team All-Stater out there. So I'm going to go with Og for the quarterback that he is. And it's interesting because on defense, when you think of a quarterback playing defense, he's probably a corner, maybe a safety. This dude's a linebacker. So he's hitting people. And you're supposed to tell your quarterback, avoid getting hit. And when you're playing defense, only tackle if it's absolute necessary because you don't lose your quarterback. He's at a linebacker where you tell linebackers, hit, and hit again.
Yeah, 108 tackles last year. He's already got an offer from Old Dominion, and I'm sure more will be coming his way. All right, so since you took Hogg, I thought about him for defense, which, by the way, our rule of thumb is we can take the same top 4 finishers for the district. But we always preface this by saying if Ed takes John Jones as offensive player of the year, I can't take him. Or if Matt takes Billy Hobbs as defensive player of the year, coach can't take him. But I did almost make an exception. I could take Baum as my defensive guy. But I'll give you my defensive guy now because I just spoke about him. Carter Jones. He's getting all kinds of offers, whether it's UVA, Virginia Tech, Penn State, Clemson, the ACC. I know Dabo Swinney's all over him. He is an awesome offensive and defensive lineman for Elliott Duty's Bull Islanders of Poquoson, who have a great chance to go back to the state playoffs in Class 2. It's a tougher region now with Thomas Jefferson of Richmond and Armstrong dropping down to their region, but I like Carter Jones to dominate on the line of scrimmage and be an all-state guy on both sides of the ball again. And, oh, by the way, Ed, he got an NIL deal with Dummy Sups. How about that? So my man's got an NIL deal already. He's getting it done.
What's Dummy Sups?
Like one of those, supplement or I don't know. It's one of those things. But I saw it. Oh, yeah, it's great. It's
cool. But now, serious question. Serious question, though. Is he going to play offensive line or defensive line in college? I don't think he's playing both.
No, he's not, but that's a dilemma for the college coaches to figure out, not you and me. I think he has previously been a better offensive lineman, but there's become more intrigue on the defensive side lately because he was so good at it last year. So 6'6", 290, he's a stud, so he's my defensive pick. For my offensive pick, I'm going to go with Hogs teammate Joshua Simpson for Andy Lynn's Lafayette Rams. 764 yards rushing last year, 8 touchdowns through 13 games on just 53 carries, which was 4th most on the team. His carry total will increase this coming year. Give it to me, Josh Simpson for offense. Now, your pick for defense. You can't take Carter Jones. You already took Hog on offense. Where are you going? You going with are you going with a Packers player, a York player with your buddy Blue Smoke, Doug Pereira, or are you going with a different Rams defender?
Different Rams defender, Mr. Jameer Nesbitt. He's first team All-State last season, leading tackler on defense, 5 sacks, 4 takeaways. Think he'll even have a better year as long as he stays away from that potential injury. Think he'll have an even better. And if he's a first team All-Stater as a junior, you can't get anything less than first team All-State as a senior.
Okay, so there you have it. Most of your schools in the Bay Rivers District are your Class 4 and Class 3 teams. You do have a couple of Class 2s like Bruton and Poquoson. Bruton lost its best guy. He transferred out to Kings Fork and Anthony Henderson, but I like what they've been doing over there. The Panthers under Coach Morrison. I'm not going to pick them for top 4. I'll go here first, Ed, with the picks for the top 4 in the district. You'll see them on the screen as we put them up now. Hatfield's Bay Rivers top 4 finishers. There you have it. Lafayette 1. Good chance to go back to states, but they move up from Class 3 to Class 4 this year. Poquoson, number 2. War Hill, I think with the young quarterback, Keenan Carter, they'll be much improved, Ed. And sorry for your Packers. I'm going with them in the number 4 slot. Number 4 for Smithfield. You, on the other hand, you've got to be a homer and put them higher than 4th, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to stay Lafayette 1. I jumped checkers here with Smithfield over Poquoson and War Hill, and I know you rolled your eyes, but it's a hope, wish, but at the same time, come on, Packer guys out there, gridiron. Let's see what you can do. I know Poquoson's loaded, and it was in the States last year. War Hill, tremendous athletes. I'm gonna give Smithfield a chance to sneak in there, number 2, and I got a strong feeling they'll beat either Poquoson or War Hill. I don't know if they can get them both, but I think they're gonna get one of them.
All right, so there you have it. Those are the top 4 picks again for Ed in the Bay Rivers. You see it right there. War Hill 4th, Poquoson 3rd, Smithfield 2, Lafayette 1. And again, for me, I've got Lafayette number 1. I have Poquoson number 2, War Hill number 3, and Smithfield number 4. It is 757 Sports Talk, powered by Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe and interact with us. We've got the Beach District coming up. But before we take a break here, are you going to be at the opener? Smithfield, Lafayette working the gate. Does Mr. Doolin have you working the gate at the football game, or do you get the day off? What's the deal? Give us the skinny. Give us the rub.
I think I might make an appearance.
Oh, okay.
I've heard there's some people saying, hey, man, where's this young guy? Where's this Coach Young? We heard he got hired. He hasn't been around. So I might come in there and try to meet some people and, more importantly, see 2 really good teams out there on the field. So I'm leaning towards being at that game.
You're leaning towards being at that game. And there could be a surprise or 2. We know the Bay Rivers has been known for some topsy-turvy results. York could go up and bite somebody with Coach Pereira's team. Anthony Cuss is pretty good. Bruton's been showing some improvement. New Kent's got a new coach in Scott Geromo, who's been around the block. He's coached at Battlefield. He coached Robert E. Lee, now Stanton High School, to a state playoff. So there are some teams that are fully capable, even outside our top 4, to make some noise in the future this season, being the start of that future. All right, timeout coming. Then we got the Beach District coming your way. You'll hear from Brandon Williams, the head football coach of the Green Run Stallions, and we'll give you our top 4 finishers for the Beach because somebody stopped the long winning streak for Green Run on Dahlia Drive in Virginia Beach. Well, we'll find out. It is 757 Sports Talk, and you're watching Cova Sports TV, our 2025 high school football preview special.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
At Rush Soccer, our love of the game and the community we create doesn't stop when we leave the pitch or when the season ends. We are more than an individual player, team, club, or league. We are a truly global community of athletes, parents, coaches, professionals, and fans. We believe that youth sports and the pathway to a lifelong love of soccer have the power to form deep, meaningful connections that will fundamentally shape our players and those in our community. We believe that what we feel is the key to what we can achieve. Feel the pride. Feel the confidence. Feel the legacy. Feel the connection. Feel the trust. Feel the acceptance. Feel the purpose. Feel the difference. Feel the rush.
All right, here with Green Run head football coach Brandon Williams of the reigning Region 5A champion Steins. They just concluded their preseason scrimmage with Oscar Smith. Different day because of weather, Mother Nature you have no control of, but as certainly your kids, your coaches, you have control of the effort and how hard you guys go at it. Tell me what you think. I know there's still a lot of work to be done here before game one in Tallwood coming up.
We still got some things to work on for the coming week for our open against Tallwood next week, but like I said, these kids came out and competed, played hard, and that's what the main thing I wanted to look for, mental toughness, and we displayed that tonight. You
had a lot of really good quarterbacks lately, the likes of Kevin White and Xavier Davis, and putting up some major numbers here, and Kassan Farrar, who's at UConn, newest guy to your team, transfer Luke Ashcraft, and what you're seeing and how he's grasping the offense in the system.
He's grasping it with no other, like the quarterbacks of the past. Of course, he's not going to, war us with his feet like the other guys, but he's a smart kid. The kid, the team first type of kid that, you can tell that the kids, they have his back. So, looking forward to big things with Luke this year, and we're glad to have him.
I know the fans and the social media chirpers will pay attention to the scoreboards of this, but for all you guys, the coaches, you want to get out here injury-free. I know you had a couple of guys that were not suited up today. I believe Sean Church, Teron Whitehead in particular. But one guy I always know that just every time I see him, he excites me on the field is Charles Jackson, the ODU commit. What's he bringing to your team? Because I know he's a big-time back, but maybe the whole state doesn't know just how good he is, right?
He's just that dynamic guy that we can put the ball in his hands anywhere on the field. And like I said, he's a team leader. He works hard every day, which is a great thing. And like I said, he's our guy on the offensive side of the ball.
Fair to say that on a team, and you've been putting up prolific numbers, 40-plus points per game for several years now, you guys at Green Run, but the cornerstone of your offense is your massive left tackle, and Tommy Waddle, the Virginia Tech commit. Tommy blocks out the sun. There was no sun today, but he's certainly a big factor for you up front, right?
No question. He is our leader up front. We're looking forward to him to anchoring that offensive line. We're looking for big things for our offensive line. Like I said, we were pretty stout up front this year, and we think we should be able to run the ball a lot this year.
It's certainly emotions are going to run high in a scrimmage. Things will get chippy, especially when you get two aggressive teams that have that competitive juices like Green Run and Oscar Smith. And one of the guys is always bringing it for you on defense is Cam Johnson. Tell me what you expect out of him this year, and then just the defensive side of the ball, because that could carry you as the offense kind of finds its sea legs early, right?
No question. Like I said, our defense, we're going to lean on our defense early on in the year and see if we can force some turnovers and get some extra possessions for Luke and get his feet wet and get him in the rhythm to where we get through the middle of the field where we're in our groove.
Sure, two more let you run. What do you think is different about this particular Green Run football team and can maybe set you guys apart?
Every year is it's different bunch. These guys they work together and they're real family oriented unit. But these guys have worked hard, and like I said, they are very coachable. That's what I like about this team. They're very coachable. I mean, some things we got to clean up this after this scrimmage. Of course, a lot of offsides penalties that we cannot have going into next week. So we'll clean it up next week, and we'll be ready to go. You got a winning culture now at Green Run. You guys have won region championships, and that goal is a state championship. And your basketball program just won the specials. I know Coach Harris is needling you about that. But tell me about the mindset of this group. Is it really championship or bust? Is that kind of, especially for these seniors to go out with the bang? No question. Like I said, it doesn't define us, like I said earlier, but it definitely is a goal around here. We look forward to, striving to get to that level. We've been knocking on that door. We just haven't kicked it in yet. But we still got some work to do, and we still got to get better. So we're looking forward to that journey this year. Plenty more fun Friday nights in store for Coach Williams and the Stallions on Dahlia Drive. Thank you so much. All the best. Appreciate it.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
So you heard from Green Run head football coach Brandon Williams as our 2025 high school football preview show is on with you now. Like, share, and subscribe to Cova Sports TV on YouTube and interact wherever you may be watching the program. Ed, the Beach District is now taking center stage here, and Green Run has dominated it lately over there on Dahlia Drive. They have won 33 consecutive regular season games. It doesn't include the playoff victories over some beach schools during that stretch. It's going to be Brandon Williams' 9th year at the helm there, and they've sent a slew of players to college. Their last district loss was during the COVID-shortened season, March 12th, 2021, to Salem 28-27, then coached by Sean Wilson. Sean Wilson since retired from coaching, and now the Sun Devils are coached by Mark Hall. All right, where do you want to go here first? Do you want to go with your top 4 for the district or your player of the year picks? Because, as usual, the 11-member Beach District has a lot of really talented, quality athletes that will be college-bound, and we've given that stat last couple of years. Even beyond Green Run's dominance or excellence, there are so many games decided by 7 points or less with lead changes during the second, third, and fourth quarters of these matchups.
Well, let's throw out the top 4.
Okay, top 4. As we see that comment from Chase. Wow, I'll get people buzzing here in a moment, but let's give you the top 4. Let's give you Ed's first because I've already given you mine the last go-around. Ed's going Green Run 1, Salem 2, coached by former Stallions 2 sports standout Mark Hall, who played his college football at UVA. Now can they get over the hump against Green Run? They used to dominate them years ago. Lately, it's been Green Run winning it. Kempsville, number 3, what a turnaround job Daryl Cherry has orchestrated. And the Cox Falcons, coached by Tyler Noe, in the number 4 slot. So that is Ed's top 4, as you see there on the screen. I will give you my top 4, and it's almost identical, ladies and gents, but one little switch. I go Green Run 1, Salem 2, Kempsville 3, and Bayside number 4. Now, Cox has been having the one that's held Bayside's number, but I like Cam Kirby, the quarterback for Bayside. I think him coming back from Indian River will inject some life into that offense a little more. He's a dual threat guy, over 1,700 yards last year, 16 touchdowns, 5 intercepts for the Braves, and he started at Bayside as a sophomore in 2023, so now he is back with John White and the Marlins. But the Beach teams really 3 through about 7 or 8, they could go anywhere. I'll tell you the team I think is going to make the big jump next year. We had him on the show earlier in the summer, and that's Glenwood Fairby, who is a proven winner from his days at Indian River. I think he's going to get Tallwood in the mix sooner than later, but it might not be for a year or 2. I think they're going to be that team that's the challenger to Green Run in the years to come. Maybe not this season, but the years to come. And by the way, Lions host Stallions in game number 1 to kick off the beach slate.
I agree with you. I flip-flopped between Cox and Bayside. Finally went with Cox, and I thought Tallwood would be a team could knock off somebody big this year. The Green Run, the thing with Green Run, they are solidified. You heard in the conversation, hey, Les, I'm glad you joined us. Lester Beeman, great dude from Suffolk Days. Thanks, Les. They're entrenched. With Green Run, you better have a stout defense. Mm-hmm. Salem, I think, does, but now if your defense can't stop them, can you outscore them? You said, you talked with Brandon, 40 points a game. So can you put up 42, 43 points and beat them in a shootout? Nobody's done it in years. So that's where that problem is with Green Run. And I know I said last year, Green Run will definitely lose one Beach District game. I was wrong. I'm not going to make that prediction this time. I kind of think they'll run the table again.
I agree with you, but I think because there's so many weapons on that team that there might not be one guy that has the unbelievable stats like Keelan Brody Adams or Kassan Farrar. Thus, that's why I'm going with Kirby at Bayside, who has to carry the load for them to be player of the year on offense. So I'm going with him, but I do think Green Run will probably win every game in the Beach by double digits. I'm going to say that. So Kirby's my offensive player of the year. Who's your offensive player of the year? Is it a Stallion? They have a really good running back. Could he be the guy?
Bingo. Charles Jackson. Charles Jackson can put end zone finder, and I think he's going to be touching the ball an awful lot. They block tremendous up in that front line. He can catch it out of the backfield. I'm thinking looking for Jackson to have a big year. I think last year, over 1,300 yards, 23 touchdowns. I think he can approach 30 touchdowns, probably 1,500 yards this year.
All right, now that's the bar for you, C. Jackson. If you listen there, Action Jackson from Coach Young. So you go with an ODU commit for your offensive player of the year. What about defensive player of the year? Is it another Stallion or is it somebody else?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a tough district to pick players because there's a lot of good ones, but I lean towards the team that's dominating. And this time they picked up a dude from the transfer portal. And we both know him because he's a tremendous basketball athlete too. Xavion Cleveland. I just think at 6'3", 6'4", defensive backfield, he can intercept it. He can knock him down. The kid can run. He's a wide receiver too on the offensive end, but I think defense is where he's going to make his mark. I believe defense is where he will play at Virginia Tech. And, coming over from Lansdowne, he can kind of jump in the mix with all them Green Run Stallion studs, and he'll be able to, you're not going to be able to throw over top of him. And if you don't throw his way, he's still going to be involved. He's all over the field. I'm going with Cleveland.
3 pick sixes, and of course, he is committed to Virginia Tech. My defensive player of the year is a lot of good choices. Green Run's got some guys, another V-Tech commit in Cam Johnson, but I'm going with Marcus McCoy from Salem. Yeah, Hatfield's picking a McCoy. How about that, right? The linebacker who makes a lot of plays, bone-jarring hits. Last season, one of the top tacklers around it, had 20-plus sacks. He'll get it done. His teammate, by the way, Kassir Patterson on offense, 45 catches for 10 touchdowns, all-region guy. He can be a threat. And then some other guys I want to highlight real quickly before we go to break here. Taylor Vogel of Ocean Lakes. No, they don't have them in top 4 like I did last year. I had him 4th last year, and they fizzled late, but had a good start. 18 sacks. Watch out for him. He's a sneaky candidate. And Elijah McDaniel, the linebacker for Kempsville, had almost 100 tackles despite the broken thumb. Cox got a couple guys, too, with the running back Tyree Jeffries, almost 1,000 yards as a sophomore, and Jacob Palmerton, the linebacker, with 4 picks, 2 of which were pick sixes last year. All right, another timeout. We've got more coming your way, including when we come back, a look at the Eastern District, the top 4, where Maury has been the dominant force. You'll hear from Churchland Truckers coach Don Leonard. We come back here on our 757 high school football preview show. You're watching Cova Sports TV. Stay tuned.
Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Sports Talk.
Usually it's Hatfield. That's why I try to tell everybody, get on Hatfield. He is the legal scribe, the talking head that knows all this, puts the whammies on. We do things different on this podcast. That's why we're rated number 3 in the state.
You got Play-Doh? Get out of here! We've got people all over the globe watching with us. Sitting in a phone booth with you would be very...
Well, no, we got to have your own phone booth. I'm not sitting in no phone booth with you.
It is 757 Saturday Sports Talk here on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 Meal Deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
And we welcome everybody back. I am the coach, Ed Young. Normally, my partner, Matt Hatfield, is the one reintroducing us here on Saturday Sports Talk. But I'm doing it right now because Matt had a chance to talk with Churchland head football coach Dontrell Leonard recently on the upcoming season for the Churchland Truckers. Let's see what Dontrell and Matt had to talk about here on Cova Sports TV.
All right, we're here with the head man of the Churchland Truckers in Portsmouth, Dontrell Leonard, as his team is getting ready for the season at the Lansdowne Team Camp in Virginia Beach, one of 11 schools. Coach, football's back. I know you're pumped. You're not smiling, but hey, you should be because I know you this year-round and you got to have a love for it to do it. Tell me about building this program. I know the mantra at Churchland's been brick by brick. You've sent a number of guys on to the next level. We see Brandon Hillman in the Big Ten with Michigan, part of a championship run they had a couple seasons ago, and you've had a number of guys get that opportunity. And when you got there, it was not all rosy. Tell me about how you do it brick by brick.
I mean, we just came in and we just turned one stone at a time. And, in the off season, myself, the coaches with the players, we hit the all season hard. We came up with a plan. I came up with the mantra brick by brick, sitting at a stoplight, just trying to figure some things out. And, it just, constantly just built the program from there.
Well, I know Robert Jackson's been one of your coaching mentors on this journey thing here with you in this sport of football. You coached him at Salem. He's now the head man at Lansdowne. Coming back to this team camp, what's he meant to you, and what kind of advice has he given you along the way that you now also instill in younger coaches that you developed?
Oh, man, everything, man. Starting out at 22 years old, coaching with Coach Jackson, it was a blessing. It was a blessing for me. He told me my second or third year coaching with him that I'm gonna be his last head coach before he resign. And he's giving me a lot of valuable lessons. Talks. How to handle myself, coaches, players.
I know, too, before we move on to your team this coming season, it's also been a somber offseason for folks, the passing of Tommy Riemann, who meant a great deal to you as well in your development, correct?
Yes. Yeah, he was my high school coach. Recruited me from Huntington Middle School. Gave me the layout. In the 8th grade, he gave me the layout. He told me if I commit myself to him, he'll send me to college. He didn't disappoint. Not just me, man, but all the kids downtown, midtown, uptown, kids he didn't know. Tommy, he got in his vehicle and he drove state line to state line for the kids in the 757. When it come back to his homegrown, like myself, nobody can replace either one of my mentors, Tommy or Robert Jackson.
Yeah, and you're now becoming no longer one of these newbies. You're a veteran now in this thing. Let's look at this Churchland 2025 ball club. I know you graduated one of the top rushers around in Dontavius Booker, also some other key parts like a Kingston Hall moved on. What should we expect for him to be on the offensive side, defensive side? One guy that jumps out just physically, he's so imposing as a junior for you at the right tackle spot, Anthony Whitelaw. Tell me about him and the rest of this group.
Yeah, Anthony Whitelaw, he's 6'6", 300 pounds, not a fat kid,
Bigger than you, right?
Yeah, again, he's got to wait till that switch flip. And, once that switch flip, then it'll be a different
it'd be a different ball game for him. So he's still in his baby learning stages.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of youngster learning stages, but has a lot of promising days ahead of him. Your quarterback Logan Wynn, what are you seeing in his growth?
Logan grown from last year, so he just got to continue to grow, keep himself healthy, and continue to learn and continue to blossom.
Mm-hmm. Two more for let you run. Defensively, is it just a matter of playing with an attacking swagger? It feels like even though you might not have some of the household names, it feels like you're collectively your group. You want them to play all as one and be in sync. But what are you expecting on that side of the ball for you?
Man, we never had household names. Just to be honest, we have a motto that's not for the camera. So we believe in that motto, and we're just gonna continue to do that.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, for your team to be making some noise as the playoffs approach, what are the good things you're going to harp on and stress? And what do you think this group's ceiling is in your eyes?
Man, we're not thinking about no playoffs and nothing like that. We're thinking about getting better, coming out here tomorrow, getting better Thursday. Start camp. Looking forward to our first scrimmage, and then our first game. So we'll deal with playoffs when playoffs hit.
That's right. It's July, and right now they're going brick by brick. Don Schulner, thank you so much. All the best.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
And we're back with you. You heard from Don Schulner of the Church and Shuckers. Ed, can they be the team that gives Maury a go in the Eastern District? Maury has not really been tested in the district at all, winning games by 40-plus, 50-plus points. You have to go back to 2021 on March the 5th to find their last district loss, 27-14 to Lake Taylor, who they beat 49-7 the year before that and 48-12 the year after that. We heard from Hank Sawyer just recently after his team scrimmage with Nansemond River. They're still young in a lot of spots, but return a lot of guys. Let's go through the top four picks, shall we, for the Eastern District. I know we're both taking Maury number one, and we'll show your selections here first. You differ with me in the 2 slot and the number 4 slots. Care to explain?
Once again, I might be going with my heart instead of my head. I know Hank Sawyer and the Titans took it on the chin a little bit last year with a lot of youngsters. No disrespect, Norcom, Churchland. I think the key with those two teams getting off to really good starts right off the beginning and get a little bit more consistent, as you heard Coach Leonard Churchland talking about. Man, we're not really talking about playoffs and all that right now. We're taking care of today, one game at a time, the proverbial coaches speak, which is okay. And I think that's what you should do, because sometimes kids do get a mindset all over the place and they look down the schedule. I just think Lake Taylor and Coach Sawyer quietly putting it together. And I think he'll take advantage of some mistakes possibly by Church and Norcom and turn them into touchdowns. So I'm going to go with them close. But the other 3 schools there, Lake Taylor, Church, and Norcom, extremely close, but all far from Maury. Maury's in a situation right now. Everybody wants them. Everybody's geared for them. Everybody's geeked up probably the week they play them. But until you beat them, you're not beating them. They're that good. I would say this. Interesting for Churchland. They're going to get Maury after Maury opens up with them 3 toughies. Mm-hmm. And that could be interesting if Churchland wins theirs early and Maury comes in maybe a little banged up. We don't know if they can knock all 3 of them powers off. They could very easily. That could be an interesting game for Churchland, but you better get on Maury quick and hard early, because as the season goes on, championship mode.
Cardinal Gibbons of North Carolina for Ron, and then Bishop McNamara of Maryland are the 3 games out of the gate for Maury. Dirty little secret, I don't think Bishop McNamara is as big a power. Ron is the hard game in that stretch. In Churchland's first few games, they have Grassfield, Bethel, Granby, as you saw it scrolling across ticker earlier, Henrico before they play Maury. Lake Taylor opens up with Heritage and Hampton out of the Peninsula. I'm going to flip-flop Churchland and Lake Taylor. I like what Coach Leonard told me. They got the size. I think they have that no-nonsense motto, brick by brick. Give me them in the 2-hole. Give me the Titans in a 3-hole. And we had Carlin Farabee of Norview on recently, and I like what he's doing there. Senior Layton. I'm going to slot them just ahead of Norcom. I know I'll make the Greyhounds and Coach Hawkins mad at me, but that's what I'm doing, and I'm sticking to it. So we'll see how wrong I am. Let's go to player of the years, Ed. Go first with your offensive guy. You're going with a guy that Might do a lot more on defense, but he's a versatile weapon. A junior who just got offered by Central Florida. He gets a new offer every day, be it Indiana, UConn, this school, that school. He's got a great first name, doesn't he?
You know what? Let me pull up my notes here on that district. I'm going offense. What did I say? Offensive player of the year.
Got a great first name.
No, I know it ain't Matt.
Yes, it is.
That's
who you went with. You went with Matt Williams on your sheet here.
I did?
You did.
You sure that wasn't Elijah
Moss?
That's
what you know. Is that who you meant? Are you changing it now on the fly? You can change it. Go ahead. You have me all excited. You picked Matt Williams, but you're going to go with Elijah Moss Williams.
Matt Williams, I'm sorry. You're going to be in the running as best athlete. I'm going Elijah Moss Williams. I got on my sheet as Moss Williams.
Okay.
So maybe my brain was thinking
that's why I messed you up. Okay. You're going with the JMU committed with second team All-State receiver. All right. That's fair enough. I'm going with his teammate Tayshawn Branch on the offensive side of the ball, running back, 968 rushing, 16 touchdowns on just 77 carries as a sophomore. Think about that. He had 77 carries, 16 were for touchdowns. That's insanely good. Can you say that out loud? Insanely good. Yeah, insanely good. Defense, I'm going to go with his teammate. You know how much I love the linebacker, Isaiah Ike Simmons, the Pitt commit, 3-time All-State, 177 tackles in his career, 48 for loss. He's a stud. Give him to me, Ike Simmons. That's who you took as a defensive guy. I apologize. You took Ike Simmons because I wanted to take him. I had to go with Kasson Hessen of Lake Taylor, who had 21 sacks, 58 tackles last year. So I done messed that up after you messed it up with Williams, and you put her on the sheet wrong. We're all over the place with the players.
Yeah, because I have Moss Williams on my sheet, so somebody.
No,
changed.
you didn't. It was Matt Williams. I promise you, folks. Ed can't.
I'm looking at mine right now, and it says Moss Williams.
Yeah. How do you feel about how well the Maury offense will fare against Varina's D? Chase wants to know. I think it'll be a little bit touch and go early, but I tell you what. I feel like if they run the ball at Tayshawn Branch, even with Bull Richardson having to be the guy stopping the run, he's good. Chase, you and the Richmond folks might not know how good Tayshawn Branch is, but you're going to find out this year. He's my player to your pick. And I wanted Ike Simmons for defense, but Ed stole him. So that's why I went with Kasson Hessen of Lake Taylor.
You know, I don't blame you. Ike Simmons is a man-child. I think we're looking at a guy that could possibly be playing for money someday on a Sunday.
Yep,
and going to Pitt to try to prove it. He's a tough one, but I agree with you too. When I chase the idea with Maury gets that lead, they go to ball control. They're going to take some of Varina's athleticism away. So Varina's going to have to get a lead early and try to maintain that lead so that they can take advantage of their athletes. If not, you know, Maury, I know Varina's good. I get all that, but Maury's just in another world.
Another world, he says. All right. Stay tuned. We have more coming your way, including the Southeastern District picks in our preview, the top 4 and player of the year choices. We won't mess this up, folks. I promise you. Southeastern District.
We're just excited about. There's so many great kids out there. Some of the names that are similar. We get excited with it. It's like Lee Corso. We're like the great Lee Corso who's got one more week to go.
Can we put some headgear on you? That'd be nice.
You know, I wanted to. I wish I had helmets for each of the district, like one team for each of the district, because I'd wear it. I'd wear it, and I hope I didn't put on backwards, which you would want me to. But I would love it. It's just a lot of really good players, and to try to go down to picking one offense, one defense, it's not easy. It's almost like flipping a coin. There's so many good ones out there. So, and
speaking of really good players, when we come back, you'll hear from one of them, the quarterback at Nansemond River. We talked about being juiced up. How about the Orange of Syracuse? Yeah, you know I got to bring it up, Ed. What about Orange? Did you hear about Orange? Why it didn't win the race?
Hey, it's joke time. And we're here to tell you that Orange didn't win the race. But why did the Orange not win the race? Because it ran out of juice. Gotta go find the juice, man.
Don't worry, Warriors fans. They've got the juice. The quarterback, Tyrell Grant Jr., we caught up with him. You'll hear what he had to say about his commitment and the outlook for the Warriors. Are they ready to take down Oscar Smith again for the second time in 3 years? Take another step further in 5B. The rival Kings Fork sitting there. Are they my pick to win the district? Are they Ed's pick? Is he going to go against the Warriors? He once coached there. He's not going to say anything until we come back from break. Don't worry, folks. It's our high school football preview show. Keep it closed. And you're watching on Cova Sports TV.
Did you know that the minimum limits in Virginia are $30,000? $30,000 is a lot of money on an individual basis. But if you're involved in a personal injury matter, that's not enough. Here at Williams Lloyd's, we're happy to provide a consultation on the amount of coverage you have in your vehicle. It can be confusing. Not many people understand it. You know you need to have it, but do you have enough? Give us a call today at 757-547-5555 so we can help you prepare in the case of an automobile accident or any other personal injury matter that you or your family may find yourself in.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why there's CHKD Sports Medicine. Advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
All right, I'm here with Nance River Class of 2026 quarterback Tyrell Grant Jr. His Warriors concluding a preseason scrimmage at Peninsula and Norfolk with the Lake Taylor Titans. Tyrell, how fun was it to get out here with your guys and sling the football around? You made some plays with your feet, with your arm, and you got a nice cast of receivers. I know you're looking to put up some big numbers with them and win a lot of games this year.
Yes, sir. It was good to see the guys get out there. It was a great energy. We had a good team to play against Lake Taylor. Got a good bump. We missed out on our scrimmage last week, but we made up for it this week for sure. So, just getting back in practice on Monday, making sure we're cleaning up on our mistakes, and also looking at what we do well too. So we did really, really good today.
No, you've been building since last season in the playoff run. You were dinged up a little bit last year, but your recruiting took off, which we'll get to in a moment. You made a commitment here recently to Syracuse. And what do you like most about this team? Because there's a lot of weapons and a lot of potential for you in this group.
Yeah, so just the brotherhood part. I mean, outside of football, just the relationships that we have with each other. I mean, that gives us a lot of trust when we step between these white lines. So I love those guys to death, and I treat those like my brothers. So when we get on the field, it's almost like a bond, like a true bond.
Is that contagious, though, when you got guys on the sideline, yourself included, that get as geeked up, whether it's you making a play or Gilmer making a play or Tavon Dulles made a play, as much as the sophomores, to have that camaraderie?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, like I said, we want to be all together. We want to be like a true team, and and we're starting to show that. Like our JV guys coming out here making plays, our big playmakers making plays, our line doing good. We want to make sure we celebrate that because, all our successes are within the team. So
sure. Now, I know since we last spoke in May, you've made a commitment to college to play in the ACC at Syracuse. I'm sure you're quite aware that they've had some really good quarterbacks over the years. A guy named Donovan McNabb who played in the NFL. Tell me what it was about Syracuse that made them the choice for you.
Just again, with the brotherhood part, and of course, Coach Fran Brown, with just his development with his players on and off the field. Just being a good student athlete, want to see his guys' success, being hard on those guys. Showing tough love. That's what I want to. That's what I wanted the next level. I want to be the greatest version of myself I can be, and be at a place where it feels like home.
Did you get a chance to connect with anybody that has 757 roots? I know, speaking of your scrimmage, like Elijah Moss Washington's on the team. Have you gotten a chance to connect with some of them? And what did you see when you went up there? Or take me through a little bit of that process if you can.
Yes, sir. So, me and Chase Jeter, we have a pretty good bond. Okay. I didn't get to see him on an official visit, but I'll hit him up sometimes at the practice. Hit him up on the weekend, see what he's doing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I hit him up after the scrimmage, see if he had one today. So yeah. Chase, that's my guy right there.
What are they getting you? What are the things that coaches like at Syracuse in your game, and how do you think you fit in kind of their scheme and system? If you can kind of take us through that.
Yes, sir. They like my speed. They like my explosiveness. I have a big, good height, good weight. So they like the way I move on the field. So they want to see me at the free safety position. They want to see me move around the field because they know I can get to places really fast.
Sure. Well, they had a great communication school there. What are you going to study? Is that what you're going to study or something else?
Pre-med. I want to study
pre-med. All right, good deal.
Yes,
like
sir.
That. And last two for you, Tyrell. Now that you have that commitment out of the way, how does it allow you to kind of, play with a free mind instead of worried about where you're going to college? Does that allow you to kind of relax a little bit this year?
Yes,
sir. You still got some goals?
Yes, sir. It takes off a big load for my decision throughout the season. I mean, I get to come out here, like I said, and really, really get it with my brothers and not have to worry about committing to a college. So it definitely takes off a big load off my back, and just helps me focus on my team, focus on our goals this year.
Fantastic. I know big goals for you this year in the group in terms of making a big playoff run in Class 5 Region B. Lastly, I got to know, he's not listening. Who does the best impersonation of Coach Ricks on the answer? Who does it? Who does it?
Coaches included?
Yeah, who does the best? Including an assistant coach. He won't have to run laps because that coach might be done playing. So
I had to give it to Coach Elliott, man.
Coach Elliott.
He's a goofball.
Okay, he's a goofball. All right, well,
sir.
thank you so much. All the best to you in the Warriors this year. Appreciate your time.
Sir.
Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
All right, we're back with you. You heard from Tyrell Grant. He's the quarterback from Nansemond River, committed to Syracuse to play his college football. Ed, as it'll be a pretty fun year, it looks like, for the Warriors of Nansemond River under Coach Alonzo Ricks Jr. as we take a look at what is in store for them on the slate this season. They have a couple of games that showed a ticker earlier. Menchville, Grassville, Western Branch, Deep Creek, Great Bridge. They could be 5-0 when they play Indian River out of the gate, but everyone is always chasing Oscar Smith. As long as they're in the district, as long as they have that flag-carrying ability they got where they have a golden arm quarterback, which they have this year in the junior, Lonnie Andrews III. Oh, by the way, the Travis Johnson guy is pretty special too. He's going to Michigan. We had him on during the summer, and a defense that flies around and hits people and rips the ball away. They're the team people are chasing, even though just a couple years ago, they were young and got picked off. They won a state championship last December. Southeastern District, is it the best district around in the 757 in your estimation?
You know, my quick answer is yes, and here's why. There's green running the beach, and then there's distance between them and Salem number 2. Then in the Eastern District, you got Maury. And then there's a lot of distance between them and whoever you want number 2. I have Lake Taylor. I think you had Churchland. Peninsula District, we haven't got to them yet, but I'll say it. Phoebus, and then there's distance, even though Warwick, Hampton are good. You get to the Southeastern, Oscar Smith, the name alone. But Kings Fork, Nansemond River, and the other river, Indian, they're not that far behind them. And I think each of those 3 have a chance to knock off Smith. I know I'm going to make Smith mad, and that's fine. You don't need me for motivation. That's why I think that district's, and we're not talking about the Western branches and anybody else, Deep Creeks who can put points on the board. I kind of think top to bottom, Southeastern District.
Okay, let's go to the picks, shall we? And we'll let you see yours first here for the Southeastern District, Edward. You're going Oscar Smith 1, Kings Fork 2, which surprised me just a tad. I thought you would go with Nansemond River number 3. And Coach Ricks is watching the show on IG, so I'm sure he will not tell you congratulations anymore. He just wanted us to pass it along to you about your new venture. Nansemond 3, Indian River 4th. Indian River is 4th with a freshman quarterback in Malik Haru. If you're starting as a freshman, you got to be pretty good. Remember, Cam Kirby went back to Bayside. They got a guy on defense in Casey Jordan, 12 sacks as a freshman. So if he has a type of impact on offense that Jordan did last year, watch out for the Braves. This could be too low for them in your pecking order. Braves 4th, Warriors 3rd, Bulldogs 2, and, of course, Oscar Smith number 1.
Yeah, this, like I said, wasn't easy. Zoe, don't get mad at me. I know he'll probably say, well, it's because he's not here. He's not picking us. I don't know. Kings Fork's got a lot of athletes too.
They do.
Not that Nansemond doesn't. Nansemond at times when I was there, there's being consistent the whole game through. Sometimes they get a 21-6 lead, and all of a sudden it's tied by halftime. So they overcome all of that, and I think they got the athletes to do it. And line play, I understand their line play is exceptional. So that's going to put you right in. Like I said, those 3 teams behind Smith, I think all have a chance to maybe at the very least give Smith feet to the fire and if not beat him. So we'll see what happens.
So how do we feel about Haru? I feel pretty good about him, Chase, but I'm not going to pick him as my player of the year just yet as a freshman. My picks for the Southeastern, it's identical to Ed's, as boring as this is. Oscar Smith 1, Kings Fork 2, Nansemond River 3, Indian River 4th. Was tempted to put Kings Fork 1, was tempted to put Nansemond 2. But again, I just think Oscar Smith's line play is going to be the difference. Their offensive and defensive line play, and I think that's where you go with the Tigers over the Bulldogs and Warriors as well as Braves here. Indian River is a sneaky number 4, though. Ed, your offensive player of the year, no shocker in this choice. It's the Michigan man, right?
I know you wanted him too, but I stole him first. Travis Johnson, the exceptional wide receiver, big time All-State, everything, catches everything his way. just a tremendous athlete. Another guy down the road, I think we're going to see him play on Sunday afternoon. So he's the offensive guy. And my defense, I'm going to stay with Smith, even though there's some tough defensive players in this league and even on this team. I'm going with a guy who I just think's a hitter. Second team All-State, even though I think he goes under the radar, and that's Narod Jarvis for Smith. Seems like he's been there forever.
Basketball guy, just like Travis. He took two basketball guys, yeah.
Yeah, he does play basketball, even though he's more of a eat up lane space in basketball. He's not really a basketball player. He's just out there trying to play. But football wise, don't go near him. Don't go near him. He's gonna knock you down, guarantee it. I think he has good enough for his senior year to really break it out and be player of the year.
Okay, so you go with Jarvis, the Buffalo commit, Johnson, the Michigan commit. On defense, for me, I think it's a no-brainer. I love Joshua Pittman, what he brings to Kings Fork, his aggressiveness, plays with a violent edge to him, 44 tackles, 12 sacks a year ago. He's going to Virginia Tech. And let me tell you, Kings Fork's not going to be afraid of Smith. They've beaten them before, just a couple years ago, and they got to replace Javon Ford on offense, but I think they got a couple of backs, as Coach Joe Freon, that'll be adequate. For offense, because you took Johnson, I'll go with his teammate, the guy that throws the ball and put up the numbers, and that's Lonnie Andrews III, coming off a sizzling sophomore year, 27-40 through the air, 29 touchdowns with 3 rushing scores. So give me Lonnie Andrews III for my offensive player of the year in the SED. So there you have it. We've got more coming your way here on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe. You can follow Coach Young on Instagram at BallStars2023. Do it, folks. He's on the IG at BallStars2023. When we come back, we got the Peninsula District for all of you.
I'm on IG now. Guess what might be next? Used to be called Twitter. Now it's X. I said I would do it.
Help us all.
Get ready. Get ready.
Get ready, folks. It's 757 Sports Talk, our preview special on Cova Sports TV.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there, because here you are more. One Life Fitness.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
And now back to Matthew Hatfield and that evil basketball coach. Blast you, Ed Young!
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. But still, I've told you before, I'm not the evil basketball coach. I'm the good guy basketball coach. Maybe those 500 some plus people I've beaten in my high school career will call me evil because they couldn't get a win against me, but I'm not the evil guy. So just want to clarify that. Speaking of evil, my partner, Matt Hatfield, had a chance to catch up with one of the best athletes in the 757 Denby High School's two-sport performer, Kevin Parker, who will be doing it on the gridiron first this fall, then be going on to the basketball court in the winter. This kid's going to have to make a decision what he's going to do because he plays both sports very well. Matt got a chance to talk with him recently to see where his head is and thoughts are coming this upcoming season. Let's see what they both had to say right here on Cova Sports TV.
I'm here with Denby class of 2027 quarterback and multi-sport athlete Kevin Parker as he's gearing up for his junior campaign on the gridiron and then the hardwood. Kevin, it's been a busy offseason for you. There's really no offseason because you go straight from the end of basketball into football training, AAU hoops.
Yes,
How's
sir.
life treating you as you get ready for your junior year?
It's doing good. I'm just doing a lot of working out, trying to stay consistent in this football stuff, trying to get better accuracy and just team bonding with my team right now so we can have a good season this year.
Sure, there's a lot of noise about Denby. Certainly we know about the tragic passing of your former coach, Tommy Riemann. Rest in peace to him. You got a new coach in Ray Malone coming in. But last year in basketball, you made some noise, turned things around, took Woodside to overtime. Tell me about how that kind of the turnaround in hoops has got you optimistic about things getting turned around in football as well.
Oh, it's just a whole culture thing in Denby sports right now. Everything's just changing right now. So that's what a lot of staff in Denby is talking about, just changing the culture.
Sure. Now, recruiting's blown up for you, too. That's got to be rather exciting, and you got to be pumped up for that. You're up to 13 offers and counting as we speak today with,
Yes,
I think,
sir.
Campbell and Syracuse the latest. Tell me about when you got the first one and what's your thought process with all these offers coming in. It's got to be gratifying, right?
When I got the first one from Coach Zion at Duke University, I was happy. He told me just don't forget about him because he the one that put me out there first. And I appreciate Coach Zion for that. But my recruitment been going very well.
Sure. Now, of the 13 offers, it's too early to probably give you a favorite or top 5 list. However, growing up as a kid, have you had a couple of favorite schools, be it for football or basketball? We'll talk a little about hoops as well.
Currently, for my offers, I put my top 5 is Liberty, UNC, Virginia Tech, ECU, and I'm still deciding on the 5th one for my offers right now. So.
How about when you watch TV? Are there any schools or be it for football or hoops that you've liked? I'm digging them because of uniforms, or digging them because they got this player or this tradition or whatever it might be.
For football, I love watching LSU and Ohio State. They throw the ball a lot.
Okay.
So I just like to see quarterbacks make good passes and stuff.
Good deal.
And for basketball, I'll be watching Rutgers, Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper. They be snapping.
Yeah, going to be some lottery picks coming up. Now, for you, you get that power struggle of is he going to be a hooper or a footballer or maybe a little bit of both? Which do you like more, and kind of which is easier, which is harder for you?
I say football harder because I'm playing one of the hardest positions in the game, but I love football more.
Okay. How about for quarterbacks being such a hard position? Who are the guys you talk to and look up to as far as studying what they do and trying to implement into your own game?
Michael Vick. I've been talking to Michael Vick lately. Actually, I seen him at the funeral. We was talking.
Okay. Good deal for you. What is kind of your best trait as an athlete and as a quarterback? What do you think kind of your attributes that set you apart and make you so coveted?
Me being daily on my feet, so the defense got to stay on their toes for me to run and a threat with my arm.
How does football help you for basketball, and how does hoops help you for football?
I say hoops help me with like my juke moves and stuff and IQ, because in basketball you got to fit a lot of passes in some tight spots, and for football I say physicality on basketball on the basketball court.
Okay, what are you improving on in your craft? Be it on the gridiron or on the basketball court. What are the things you're trying to sharpen up on as you get ready for your junior year to take your game to another level in each sport?
I'll say for football, better accuracy and passes on time. And basketball, my jump shot. I got to work on my jump shot.
Okay. Now, you've gotten some offers. I'm sure more are going to come here as you get close to that 20 number and counting. You mentioned LSU was a school you loved growing up. Any other couple of schools that you hope to get offers from or dream offers for you potentially, or places you want to go check out?
My dream offer. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
My dream offer is Michigan. I love Michigan. That's my favorite team. But I like to get Michigan, LSU, Ole Miss, and UCLA.
Okay. Is it too early for you on the visit front? Have you gone to any schools and you plan to check out some schools in the coming months?
I've been to a couple schools lately. I've been at Liberty, ECU, UNC. I'm about to go to Virginia Tech soon. And then I was supposed to go to some other places, but something had happened with my parents. Not my parents, with my dad. And it slowed us down on some recruiting.
Good deal. Last two for lecture one. We thank you for the time here.
Thank you.
Tell me, for this coming year, what are the things you're working on to try to take Denby to another level? Because in the PD, we hear about Phoebus, rightfully so. We hear about Warwick, rightfully so. Feels like you guys can make some noise if you do a few things. What do you have to do to make some noise?
We just got to come to practice and work so we can get better as a team. Because right now, we got some players missing, and that's killing us right now. So once we get everybody on the field and work every day, it's going to be a different story when we come to the PD games.
There you go. Lastly, when someone comes out to check out Kevin Parker and his Patriots, be it in football or basketball this coming year, what do you hope they walk away seeing from you and your team? What do you hope they walk away from the gym or the field saying, all right, I saw him do that? What do you hope they see?
What they expected to come to see, a show.
Okay.
And I say for the team, they're going to see a lot of team chemistry, a lot of talking on the field and on the court, and just grit.
There you go.
Got grit.
Grit. That's Kevin Parker, class of 2027, Denby High School, Newport News. Thank you so much.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
All right, so you heard from Kevin Parker, the junior triggerman for the Denby Patriots, who are a much improved story here. We unfortunately do not have your graphic, Ed, for the top four. Somehow it got butchered or messed up, or I'm not sure why. I can put mine up on the screen for the PD. But tell the audience, you actually have Denby in your top four, don't you? You are drinking the Kool-Aid.
Drinking the Kool-Aid. I like Parker. Bethel, I love you guys out there, too. I think big things for you this year, too. It's a toss-up. Flip the coin. It came up Denby 3 out of 4 times. So
don't kiss Benny. You're drinking the Kool-Aid, and you got Bethel below Denby, and Denby's been under 500. But you really think they're going to be the surprise story of the area, don't you? You are all in.
I'm feeling it. Okay. Number 3, I'm going Hampton Crabbers. I thought of more than 2, but I'm going to go Warwick 2. Easily can flip that. But again, all 3 of those teams are still miles away from Beavis Phantoms number 1.
How about the quarterbacks in the PD? You got Parker at Denby. You got Marcus Chapman at Hampton. You got Mauricus Banks at Phoebus, who's won 2 state titles, by the way, in just 17 starts. Derek Fisher was playing quarterback for Bethel, not the former NBA guard. He's moving to wide receiver, plays defensive back. They got Alex Lewis that transferred from Warwick. And that's the question mark for Warwick, is how their quarterback play will be with a big game coming up on Saturday with Mallard Creek of North Carolina right out of the chute here. But we'll show you my top 4, and Ed will give you his player of the year picks here. I'm going Phoebus at the top, just like him. I'm going to go Warwick 2. I was tempted to take Hampton 3. I'm going Crabbers in the 3 hole and Bethel in the 4 slot. Can Phoebus get the 5-peat? That is the golden question people are asking, like Chase is here. I think it's going to be very close. They might run into Verona again. Defense is very good, led by Troy Salamano. They got Caleb Tillery's brother, Cameron, at linebacker. Not as many household names like the Anthony Reddicks, who went to Maryland, the Jordan Bass, who's now at Virginia Tech after being at Pittsburgh. But we know that Phoebus has a tradition, and they always find a way. Ed, give me your player of the year pick on the offensive side, because you're going with the Phantoms guy there. You're going with that guy we just talked about, Mauricus at QB, huh?
I'm going Mauricus Banks, quarterback, 2-time defending state champion. He does have numbers. He leads the best team in that district and one of the best teams in the state. I don't think you can go wrong putting money on him. Defensively, I stepped away from the Phantoms because there's so many guys on that defense that are very similar. It's like if you pick one, you got to pick 3. So I went to Warwick, the outstanding defensive lineman, Christian Corbin, Delaware commit. He's a first-team All-Stater. He's a guy you got to put 2 on and 1 waiting for him. He's in that T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett type situation. So if you say, well, he don't do much, it's because there's 2 or 3 guys on him every time. You try to block him one-on-one, pancake. He's not pancake. That's on the offensive side. He's bulldozing through, and he's getting people with the ball. Give me him on defensive player of the year.
You stole mine because he was going to be my pick on defense. I'm going with Cameron Tillery, the linebacker at Phoebus, to be the defensive player of the year. It could be 1 or 2 or 3 different guys for Phoebus, but you kind of left me with him. And then offense, I went outside the box. I thought about Amari Pryor, the great running back for Bethel. Ferrari Amari, we just had an interview with him and Fisher recently after their scrimmage with Deep Creek. 1,515 yards, 24 TDs, and second-team All-State last year. But I'm going with Marcus Chapman of Hampton, 12, 21, 17 TDs through the air, 6 touchdown runs. I think he's that next great Crabber quarterback. They've had a lot of them. Marcus Higgins, Tyrod Taylor, Ronald Curry. Ever heard of those guys? Mighty, mighty good. Well, that's going to do it. We have been a jam-packed show for you, an hour plus. For all of you that have interacted with us and viewed it, we thank you, and we appreciate you watching. And make sure you tune in each and every Saturday to Cova Sports TV. We'll catch you next time. This has been a presentation of Cova Sports TV and 757 Sports Talk, our high school football preview show, and the season is here.